Hi, I'm Riley Shoemaker, and we are your neighborhood news team. For the first time in a decade, the world's largest Basque festival is back in Boise. After it was canceled during the pandemic, Jaialdi returns this year in full force, celebrating southern Idaho's rich Basque heritage with the largest neighborhood news team in the region. We're telling the stories that go beyond the Basque block, from Sweet to Caldwell, from the Boise Bench to downtown. Over the next half hour, we'll introduce you to the people keeping Basque culture alive through food, family, farming, dance, and tradition in every corner of our community. We begin in Boise's Basque block, where paella is more than just a dish. It's an experience that brings people together.
In our paella, we use olive oil, onions, green bell pepper, 2 kinds of chorizo, garlic, rice from Valencia, Spain, a little white wine, chicken broth with our saffron in that.
Every Wednesday, Tony Egerin cooks up paella in front of the Basque market. It takes an hour to cook, giving people plenty of time to interact with Tony and learn about the process.
It's smelling so good.
I think it's a fan favorite because it's one of those dishes that you can see being made in front of you. You can smell it. We can ask questions. You can talk about it. And then everyone comes up and you get served right out of the pan.
Paella is a signature dish from Spain, and the Basque people have taken paella and made it their own. Tony only uses rice grown for paella, and once he puts in the broth, he never stirs it again.
We kind of want to get a kind of a caramelized bottom called the sacrat. Finish it with clam, shrimp, mussels, green beans, roasted red peppers, and lemons.
Then it's time for Tony and his wife Tara to serve it up and let the customers
enjoy it.
Experience paella.
I had this before, so my expectations are relatively high. And they meet them every time.
Jim Hickey told me when friends and family come to town, he likes to bring them down to the Basque market to share this one-of-a-kind cultural experience that can be found right in downtown Boise.
To me, this is true paella Basque experience, and it's something that is unique to Boise that we can share with our friends coming in.
It's so good.
This week, the Basque block will be hopping as Jaialdi returns after it got canceled 5 years ago because of the pandemic. It's going to be a busy week for Tony and Tara, but if you want some paella, they'll be down on the Basque block serving it up.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time to see friends and family again.
And even when it's not Jaialdi, you can come down to the Basque block and get paella on the patio every Wednesday and Friday at noon. They also have dinner on the first Thursday of every month, and they have cooking classes.
And if you're heading to the Basque block, don't stop at paella. Look out for other popular Basque foods like chorizo sandwiches, croquetas, and the famous calimocho, red wine mixed with Coca-Cola. While Jaialdi lasts a week, one Boise preschool keeps Basque traditions alive all year long.
I'm your Boise Bench neighborhood reporter Sahana Patel, learning how Boise-Co Ikastola is passing down tradition one child at a time. From the songs
we always start with fruit
to the snacks, teachers at Boise-Co Ikastola have taken pride in teaching preschoolers about Basque culture for over 25 years. Each year, educators from the Basque country apply and are selected through a competitive process to bring their knowledge to these Boise classrooms.
What we do always, we are always teaching them about the culture in the Basque country.
As the 6-day Basque festival Jaialdi kicks off, the school is getting students ready to celebrate.
We are focusing a little bit more in the geography, for example, in the Basque shepherds that they can hear.
The school invited Basque shepherds to share their life stories and experiences, providing students with a personal connection to a piece of Idaho's history.
Oh, they're going to learn that it was not easy for us as Basques, not only for the tough life in the mountains, but how hard they fought for preserving everything.
Preschool director Sarah Artis emphasizes the importance of students connecting with their roots.
And most of these children, the language skipped a generation, so it's allowing our children to be able to speak to their grandparents.
The kids also got to see inside a Basque shepherd's trailer, an experience designed to give students a greater appreciation for their ancestors' courage and dedication.
And I hope they get how brave and how hardworking they were to start something from nothing.
I want to see them, when they go to Jaialdi, that they will be the teacher to their parents, to their grandparents, to their family, and they'll be able to point out the life of a shepherd.
And just like the festival, not everyone who attends the school needs to be Basque to take part. I'm your Boise Bench neighborhood reporter, Sahana Patel, for Idaho News 6.
A decade ago, during the last Jaialdi, our own Karen Lair captured the energy and athleticism of Basque Sports Night, where tradition takes center stage through stone lifting, hay bale tossing, and more. Here's a look back at how athletes and the crowd helped keep this unique tradition alive.
This side here is a wagon where the athlete participant will lift up the wagon and carry it around in a circle as many times as he can. If I remember correctly, it's 300 to 400 pounds of weight.
Lightweight.
Lightweight, yeah,
right,
just
okay.
yeah. Simple wagon hauling that we have a lot here in the U.S. So they'll put the pitchfork into it, they'll lift it up, and then they'll throw it up and over to see who can throw it the highest. Somebody will hold it with an axe on the top, so as he's chopping in, you're holding it in place so it doesn't move. They'll do a team saw and get as many cuts in a set amount of time. This one is a crowd favorite. They'll lift the hay bale up, and they get it all the way to the top. And then what'll happen is it's on its way down, they'll jump up with it and elevate, and then they can go starting. Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
It's not budging.
Nope, we're not going.
Still ahead, we head to Gem County, where Idaho's first Basque dance troupe got its start in Emmett, plus a Caldwell family keeping their Basque roots alive on their grandfather's century-old farm. As Jaialdi brings thousands to downtown Boise this week, it's easy to forget that Basque culture isn't just celebrated in the capital city. In Gem County, those roots go back nearly a century, and Emmett is actually home to Idaho's first organized Basque dance troupe. Here's Emmett neighborhood reporter Greenlee Clark.
The culture really came along later in the 60s when we started the Basque dances and those kind of things. It was something that we took a lot of pride in.
Steve Batia's family has been deeply involved in Emmett's Basque culture since the late 1920s, when his father, John Batia, started working at the Emmett salt mill. The generations after Emmett's Basque migration allowed events like Basque dances to grow into large gatherings full of camaraderie and community support.
It started out small, but at the end it was gigantic and made lots of money.
These events were more than just a celebration. It became a tight-knit and supportive group that helped him heal after his father's death. When he tried to turn their help away, it was immediately shut down.
Don't argue with the Basque. I finally just said, fine, we'll take it.
Although celebrations in Gem County have faded out over the years, much of the community remains connected.
The meal is what brought them, and so many Basque families went to Emmett because of that meal.
Patty Miller, an executive director at the Basque Museum in Boise, recalls how deeply the Basque community committed itself to Emmett. Through their dances, they supported many charity events and strengthened community bonds.
Emmett actually had the first organized Basque dance group in the state of Idaho, the Emmett Basque Dancers.
Anyone interested can learn more through the museum's new Basque resident exhibit.
We have a lot of friends that are Basque, even from Boise. Basques are just great people.
I'm your neighborhood reporter Greenlee Clark for Idaho News 6.
From Gem County to Canyon County, where Basque culture is rooted in the land. One family farm in Caldwell is holding tight to that legacy.
I'm your Canyon County neighborhood reporter Victoria Rodriguez at Wheats Farms in Caldwell, learning about how this family is keeping their culture alive. Long before Caldwell became one of Idaho's fastest growing cities, this land told a story. One of Basque tradition, sacrifice, and family legacy.
Coming from grandparents that were off the boat, my grandfather herded sheep from McCall to Jordan Valley.
Lisa Gabiolo Wheats' grandfather, Jose, was born in the U.S. while his immigrant parents briefly lived in Idaho. After returning to the Basque country, where all of his siblings were born, he made a bold decision as a teenager to come back to America and start a new chapter.
He did it all himself, and I'm very proud of him.
At just 17 years old, Jose began herding sheep across the region and eventually saved up enough money to buy 288 acres in Caldwell.
Could have easily been sold off and made money for housing and different things, but this is dear to my heart.
Lisa's husband, Tony, and his brother now help operate what's known as Wheats Farms.
When I had children, I made sure they all danced with Oinkaris and Basque dancing and got involved in the culture. And I loved cooking the Basque foods. I loved eating the Basque foods. I owe most of that to my grandparents.
The Gabiolo Wheats family is proud to continue their legacy here in Caldwell. To learn more about how to support this Basque family farm, visit our website. I'm your Canyon County neighborhood reporter Victoria Rodriguez in Caldwell, Idaho News 6.
And we're not done yet. In Sweet Idaho, one family honors a mother's legacy through food and faith inside a restaurant with deep Basque flavor. That's next.
I'm your neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, learning how the Triangle restaurant here in Sweet serves Basque cuisine year-round in honor of the owner's late wife and the culture she held close. The Anchustagi kids have embraced their Basque roots from an early age, with the Triangle restaurant serving as their home base. But this spot in rural Gem County is more than just a place to find Basque food. It tells the story of their mom's dream. Michelle Anchustagi's love for cooking inspired the menu and keeps her legacy alive.
There's pictures looking back on it, and you can see the bright smile on her face and that she was excited to take on something a little bit more challenging.
Michelle's kindness showed while interacting with customers, but her passion was in the kitchen. She loved adjusting recipes and improving her cooking skills, but her true calling was becoming a mom.
Her life mission or life goal was to be a mom, be a PTO mom, and then own a restaurant. And so she was able to do both of those things.
The Triangle restaurant continues Michelle's love for Basque flavors through dishes like chorizo and soon paella.
We don't have as many Basque things as she was able to do, but we still have a few of her recipes that we continue to cook and make.
Working alongside their mother from a young age, Malia and her brothers, Alex and Braden, learn not only the art of cooking, but the values of family and heritage. Malia is now taking her Basque connection a step further, studying the language at the Boise Basque Museum to honor her roots and, above all, her mother.
My mom wanted to be a mom, and she was really good at it when I was younger, and so she's definitely an example that I will strive to be for my children.
The Triangle restaurant is open 3 days a week, every Friday to Sunday. We'll have location details in this story on idahonews6.com. Reporting in Sweet, I'm your neighborhood reporter, Greenlee Clark, for Idaho News 6.
And if you're craving more Basque cuisine, you don't have to wait for the next festival. There are beloved Basque restaurants across our neighborhoods, from Lake Uona on Boise's Basque Block to Ansat's Chorizos just around the corner on Main Street, to Epi's in Meridian, known for its original Basque recipes and family-style atmosphere. Basque culture is alive and delicious all year long. Coming up, a brand new Boise park with deep roots in Basque and immigrant history, plus a return to the streets for a traditional Basque dance group with global reach. A brand new park in downtown Boise isn't just beautiful, it's built on generations of neighborhood history. I'll take you to Kaisho Corner.
A lot of history here.
Kaisho Corner now sits where Diana Sabala and Delphina Arnold's grandparents once ran a Basque boarding house, a gathering place for immigrant families like theirs. And for the sisters, it was home.
There were never less than maybe 13 people at the table.
Mostly 20,
yeah,
I would say. And then at Christmas we had 120, or we just cleared one table and set another table and just kept them coming. It was wonderful.
The park's name, Kaisho, meaning hello in Basque, is a welcome to Boise's multicultural past. Kaisho Corner includes hand-carved sandstone pillars, steel sculptures, and a large sky river shade structure. Each element honors the layered history of Grove Street, once home to immigrants from China, Germany, Japan, and the Basque country. For Diana and Delphina, it's especially meaningful to see the park completed in time for Jaialdi, Boise's once every 5-year celebration of Basque.
A lot of fun, but music and dancing, and that's what warms our heart.
They've spent decades keeping Boise's Basque traditions alive, even founding the Oinkari dancers after a trip to Spain in 1960.
We're the only two living of the first Oinkari group. We were in Spain with 5 of our friends, and brought the dances back in 1960 and started the Oinkari Basque dancers. So we're both very proud of that. Yeah.
While many see Kaisho Corner as a new space for them, it's the return of something much older.
It's fantastic. This lot has been a big part of the Basque community for years and years and years. Times change. Went to a parking lot, so this is like heaven.
And finally tonight, a celebration of rhythm and heritage. We revisit the Oinkari dancers during Boise's San Ignacio Festival and show you how their moves continue to tell Idaho's Basque story. While Jaialdi only happens every 5 years, Basque culture is celebrated here in Idaho all year long. Every summer, the Basque Block comes alive for San Ignacio Festival, a weekend of music, food, and tradition, honoring the patron saint of the Basques. A few years ago, executive reporter Karen Lair introduced us to the Oinkari dancers during San Ignacio, capturing how they pass down their heritage one step at a time.
Basque culture has been around for a while.
It's actually the oldest ethnicity in Europe. Our language predates Latin.
And here in Boise, we welcome one of the highest concentrations of Basques outside of the Basque country in the world. So this weekend at the San Ignacio Basque Festival, it may look and sound like you're strolling your way through northern Spain.
I have been dancing for longer than I haven't. I think this is my 15th year dancing.
Boise's Oinkari Basque dancers will perform along the Basque Block, celebrating the traditional dance of their ancestors.
So 100% of our group are of Basque descent, and it's a way to really connect with your cultural heritage.
The group has 40 active members meeting every Sunday to practice and perfect their authentic routines.
It is not our mission to create new dances by any means. We stick to tradition and we try to keep as close as possible to that historical record, and we actually have a lot of connections with dance masters and dance groups in the Basque country to make sure we're doing things accurately.
The group performs at cultural festivals and corporate events around southern Idaho year-round, but their biggest celebration always comes at the end of July for San Ignacio.
So we are dancing, dancing, dancing. We're lucky if we get to eat or sleep.
It's our biggest one of the year. It's our home festival. It's the biggest crowd we perform for every year. It's our home crowd. It's people who have been in Oinkaris before. It's people who are going to be Oinkaris in the future. So we take a lot of pride in it, and we travel quite a bit. We'll go to northern Nevada to perform. We'll go to Wyoming, California, all over the West. We've been to D.C. a couple times, to New York City, to the Basque Country itself. We've gone back about 4 times in our history.
I've always said we're the luckiest people in the world because people treat us so well, and they take us in and we get to learn from them, and just bring all that back here to teach other people.
So whether it's kids learning Basque songs, families serving up traditional recipes, or neighbors dancing in the street, Jaialdi reminds us what makes southern Idaho so special. We're proud to tell your stories in every neighborhood every day. From all of us at Idaho News 6, Agur and happy Jaialdi.